Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about what happens and what's the problem with law of assumption and when we have trauma. How do we navigate this reality? Because there's so much beautiful information out there, and there's some information that is not quite the right information for where we are currently at in our life, in our healing journey, in our spiritual growing journey. So I think it's very important to distinguish the both, because there's a lot of information about there to just feel the embodied state, feel it in the wish fulfilled, right? And all these that are something that we can do when we are not suffering from trauma. You see, I have personally suffered from trauma and I'm still recovering from it. And yeah, I had abuse on all levels. And I don't want to make it about me in this video. This is not the time, I think. However, when I used to listen to those videos that said feel gratitude and feel the love and feel, I used to cringe. I used to get so angry because I felt not only did I not feel good, but now I also felt that I was doing something wrong because I couldn't feel good. So I felt shamed for feeling bad. And having gone through this and healed most of my trauma, my father wound, my mother wound right now, and near-death situations, like I've had a lot. So I'm here to tell you that don't you worry. I am going to support you through this journey the best I can. I'm not giving up on us because it has been such a difficult one for myself and for all of you that are out there that are going through a difficult journey. I understand you. I also have the fearful void in attachment, so you understand that that's a handful on its own, plus all the abuse and the near deaths, the few, I think that 5 near deaths. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It matters, but I don't mean to minimize it. It's just that why I'm saying this and why I'm sharing this is because creating your fulfilled life with trauma is something that is so challenging, so painful, because you see other people are creating the life they want more and more, and the person suffering from trauma is kind of on a standstill, or because you may have been hurt in the past from actually destroying businesses or relationships, and self-sabotaging yourself in every connection. And there's not a lot of talk about this, that how some people have tried so much in their lives, have done almost everything, if not everything, to get themselves, to fulfill their lives, and they failed in very, very painful ways. So I have gone through that. So I did start on my mission, and I got a burnout. I couldn't work for 3 years. I did my first business deal, and this ex-friend of mine got so triggered in his trauma and in his wound that he was actually threatening me. And I mean real threats, And this was just because we triggered each other's wounds to the core. And we don't talk enough about when we get into action and we're wounded, what could happen to us, and how, when we are not knowing how to heal through our trauma, when we're going into any endeavor to actually, we thrive to, because, if we're ambitious as well and we're suffering from trauma, well, that's going to be, we're not sit around and not live our life, of course. I did. But it's very important to understand law of assumption and trauma and what could have happened in our lives that is holding us back from actually living our fulfilled life. Those bad, past experiences, very painful ones that now do not allow us to feel it in the wish fulfilled. We cannot get access to that state if we have suffered from trauma and super painful experiences. What we need to do first, and this is why information is important, but also the when and the how is important for our healing journey. So if you're not able to feel it in the wish fulfilled, I have been there, and you're not supposed to be doing that at the moment. What you're needing right now is to actually go in your body in all those moments that are in pain and titration. I love the word titration because it explains exactly what we're meant to be doing here on this earth. so that we can heal our wounds right now. We're supposed to be able to get in small doses, the worst case scenario, either to never have our needs met or to have them lost once they're met, because that second one is that most painful one. And that's what we call death in most of the situations, right? A death of a relationship, the death of a person, the death of a business. That's, we have tasted something and then it's gone. That's the, scariest thing that we have on this earth for ourselves, and we could admit to that, right? So titration, going back to titration, the only way to heal trauma is to titrate the worst case scenarios so that a person can actually, instead of condensing and not wanting what they're wanting, because the reason why we do not want what we're wanting, so there's one part of us that wants and another part of us that is self-sabotaging and sabotages the actual thing we want, is that we are actually more afraid of actually losing the very thing we want rather than to never have it in the first place. That's the one reason. Now, another reason why we self-sabotage and we're not able to fulfill our life's purpose, to create that relationship and that health that we're wanting, is because we are meant to be entering our body in small doses again and again to create that safety within our body. So if we are too busy, shaming and judging and blaming ourselves that we're where we are, we don't want to be here now, we have another reason to shame ourselves because we're not where we were supposed to be. Now, this is creating a lot, it's re-traumatizing our trauma. Now I'm here to tell you that no matter what you're doing, even if it's painful or it's holding you back, there's a way to slingshot your way into connection with yourself and to become a loving person for yourself, even when you're not loving. That's the beauty. You don't need to feel loved to be loving yourself. You could also feel unloved and be loving yourself in that moment. And so if you're struggling with law of assumption and you're suffering from trauma, I want to let you know this video is for you. Do focus on your body first, connecting to your body. And while you're going through titration of the negative worst case scenario that I have courses on, I'm preparing them. I have one that's prepared already. If you're interested, send me a comment underneath and let me know if you're wanting it. I will be happy to introduce you to a lot of my courses. This is one of my first ones. So what we need to be doing is to train our mind to shift from survival to growth. So survival means doesn't want the negative, is chasing the positive. Growth means I'm wanting the negative and I'm letting go of the positive so I can grow. You see, that's what's powerful in this mind shift. So through this course, you're going to start experiencing shifts, inner and outer world shifts, so that you are reprogramming the whole wiring of your subconscious programming. So this needs repetition. And now through this repetition of titration of negative worst case scenarios, the positive outcome, feeling an assumption, wish fulfilled, is something that happens inevitably. It happens on its own, because basically what trauma is not wanting to connect with our body while feeling and being in the present moment. When we're able to do that, then we're able to access emotionally any state we're wanting with ease. So this is the key. We are able to access any state, emotional state, with ease after we have trained ourselves through titration of the negative worst case scenario in our body. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know in the description box through a comment. Like and subscribe. My name is Maro and I'm the founder of Awakening Games, and I'm here to support you on this journey. Let me know what topics interest you and I'll create videos for you.